Goalkeeper, no chance. Great free kick from a great player who's just a super specialist at this.
Yeah, the wall jumped, he did everything he could, but they couldn't get near it.
Welcome to FIFA Saved My Life. Thank you very much for joining me today. What do I have for you today? Well, we're back on Tuesday, so what does that mean?
Tactics Tuesday.
Yep, Tactics Tuesday. So we have Tactics Tuesday again, second week running. Brilliant. It's going to be hopefully a thing that I bring out every Tuesday and share with you the tactics that I've been using and what's been working for me and what hasn't as well. So again, obviously that's going to be sort of important. So you might have been thinking to use certain tactics. If I've been using them, I'll let you know if they've been any good or not, or whether you should be thinking about it. So what tactic do I have this week? Well, we have the 5-2-1-2, 5-1-2-1-2. Now, you don't see a lot of this. Now, I don't start with this formation. I actually start with a 3-4-1-2 in there. Now, the reason being I've gone to 3 at the back is because I packed Rijkaard this week. So in my icon packs, I did another icon pack and I got 88 Rijkaard. Now he is amazing, to say the least. He's 6'2". He wins everything on the ground. He wins everything in the air, and he's amazing. Now I have Frankie Brazy at 93 rated, and I also have 88 rated. OP as hell, done nearly 2,000 games for me, Lothar Matthäus. So I didn't really want to drop any of them. And I also have Ogbor on the bench now as well with this. So again, he's very good as well. So again, I've got 4 really, really, really top-notch central defenders. So I was talking to a friend who sort of reminded me last season that I was playing 3 at the back for quite a long time, and I was doing well with it. So I thought I'd give it another go over weekend league and over the weekend, and it worked really, really well. Now, I'm not saying the go to this if you don't have 3 at the back, but it is a very, very good possession based formation. Now, I do play possession-based football. I like to knock it about. I like to go backwards. I like to go forwards. I like to go sideways. I basically keep the ball as much as I can, and I do play possession-based football. So this actually suits me really well, because what you tend to have is you've got your 3 at the back. You have your 2 wing backs, which actually become our wingers. So my wingers become wing backs, and I have them pushing on, which you'll see in a minute. I have the 2 in midfield holding pretty much. So I have 2 holding midfielders with a cam in front, and then 2 up front, which makes it really good. It's very similar to the previous video where I showed you how to sort of do that formation. It's very similar up top. All you have is an extra defender instead of an extra defensive midfielder. So that's all you're swapping out, and then your wing backs are your wingers. So it works really well. Now this is very good for possession based, as I said, but also very good for counter attacking. I was able to counter attack, and you'll see from the clips below that there is a lot of counter attacking football that I've been able to do with it, and it worked really, really well. So let's go into the video. Make sure you hit a like and a subscribe, please, guys. It means a lot to me, because it puts a lot of work into getting one of these videos up and running. And also, I give 50% of my profits to charity. I give that to Mind, the charity for mental health and well-being. There you go. So there you go. So good chance to do something good during these dark times. And also, Mind is very important at this time. There's people at home who need mental health help while they may be on their own, getting a bit lonely, etc, etc. Mind help with that. So yeah, you're doing a good thing. Don't cost you anything, so thank you very much for that. So let's crack on and give you my tactics. Now, I've got 2 tactics in this. I've got the one that I've actually said, which is the 5-2-1-2, which I'll show you how I play pretty much throughout the game. If you're desperate and you're getting into the last 10-15 minutes and you need a goal, I've also got a change-ups one as well. So again, as you can see, like I said, I start with 3-4-1-2. and go for it just because that gives me the best chem and gets players in there and goes from there. So let's show you what I've got. So we go 3-1-4-2, like I said, 3-4-1-2. It changes in game, so I move to attack defensive, and it goes to 5-2-1-2 and 2-2-1-2-2, and then it goes. Then this is the tactics for it. So I go in there and we have, so tactics wise, you can see there you go, I press down in the game and go to defensive, and this is the tactics that I've used. Balanced is what I usually have. I don't like drop back, I really don't. This isn't, although it's 5 at the back, it is not a defensive formation, guys. It really is not a defensive formation. It is a very attacking formation, actually, and it really is great on the counter attack. So I would not have it on drop back. I know people do, and I know people still do, but I'm not that guy who can do it. So you could do drop back if that's what makes you feel better about it, and you've got more cover at the back, but I don't think you need it. I think you just need balance there, guys. Width, have 4. Other than the 2 wingers, the wingers that come back as wing backs, you really don't need very big width because most of it is going through the shaft of the middle. You've got like a little block of 5-6 players in the middle that are going up, and then all you've got is your wingers out the side. So you want 4 width. Now again, remember last video, if you did watch the last video, I have 4 width for offensive and defensive. I always keep them the same, and the reason being, just in case you haven't watched the other video, is because I found that with the game, if you have different offensive and defensive, it takes a while for it to adjust and players are caught out of position. If you keep it the same, players stay in position, and actually your instructions mean a lot more then. The players react a lot faster. If they don't, they tend to worry more about what position they're going to be in rather than actually doing the job that you've asked them to do and where to be. So that's why. Depth wise, I've got a depth of 5. So you've got 5 there. Again, you could go 6 if you wanted or anything like that, but I have 5, so it's just over around half. I find, like I said, it's not a defensive formation, although there's 5 at the back. It really isn't a defensive formation. I have balanced as attacking. You can go possession based. I do swap it up sometimes, go possession. The only reason I like possession based is because it's easier on goal kicks. You do have your defenders, because you have 3 defenders sat there. They make it a lot easier for you, but that's completely up to you. Again, as I said, 4 width. So again, that's the same as the defensive, and that for those reasons. Players in the box, I like 2-4-6. So 2-4-6, I like 2-4-6 in there. So have 6 in the box, because again, you are going for attacking. You might have a lot of defenders back, but when you're attacking, you want players to be making it into the box. You don't want to be finding it. And the more players in the box, the more chance you've got of scoring. So yeah, it becomes very attacking. And then corners wise and free kicks, as always, that's your choice. But I have 2 and 2. So this is how I set out my team, as you can see. So this is what it looks like in game, the 5-2-1-2. So I've got Neymar and Rush up front. As you can see, I've pretty much gone icon based now. I have Del Piero as my cam, with Socrates and Bakayoko in midfield. Now, they don't necessarily hold, but they do get in the way in midfield, which is brilliant. Then I have Overmars and Luis Figo there on the left and right, with Baresi and Mateus and Rijkaard in the defence, with goalkeeper at the moment, Nick Pope. So yeah, that's the thing. So let's have a look at the instructions. Let's go to the instructions. So with Neymar on that left forward, he's the type of player that I think is more a floating striker, or a false 9 even, to a certain degree. You want him to sort of join in with the cam and be the floater between striker and cam, really. You want it because he's got the skills to be able to set up and open play up, as well as dribble, cross, shoot. He can do pretty much everything. So if you have a striker like that, or if you have like a left winger or an attacking midfield that you play in that position, that's who I'd play in there. That's what I found the best. And so Neymar, I basically have on basic. I don't change anything, so everything is balanced, mixed, balanced. You know, as you can see, I don't touch anything on Neymar's settings. Nice and simple. Ian Rush next to him, though. Ian Rush is very different. Ian Rush is a goal scorer. So if you have an out-and-out goal scorer, where I used to have someone like Timo Werner and people like that, he is an out-and-out goal scorer. So you want Ian Rush to be doing your goal scoring. So I have him on stay central, get in behind, and stay forward. So you know where he's going to be. When you're attacking, you know where Ian Rush is going to be. He is going to be your outlet to score a goal. Neymar will be up there, but he will also be back in midfield. He'll be on the wing, he'll be left, he'll be right, he'll be everywhere where he won't be. And also, again, another sort of unknown quantity to the opposition will be Del Piero, because again he's cam, and what I have him on is balanced defensive, so he can go forward and back. I have get into the box, but I also have free roam on him. Now you always should have free roam on any cam that you have. I like having cams because they create space, they give you an extra outlet, but they also, if you have them on free roam, they are everywhere. So they're back a bit, they're back behind Bakayoko, they're in front of Bakayoko. So again, you're going to have to make sure you got someone with decent fitness like Del Piero, but also decent shooting, decent finishing, decent crossing. You want an overall finished article player. You want this, as good a midfielder as you can get in that position, because they will be working really hard. Socrates I have on balanced on everything, again, because I want him to get forward, I want him to get back, I want him to stay where he is, I want him to know where he wants to go, and I also have him to cover centre. Because you're going up, I want him to cover centre. Where Bakayoko is very different, I have him stay back because he is my defensive midfielder. I have him on balanced when it comes to crosses, so again he can get in there, he's big, but he probably won't a lot of the time. I have him stick to position, but I also have him on cover wing. Now the reason I have him cover wing is because he's my defensive, he's further back, he will almost slot in as a one in front of the defence. So you have your three defenders, and then you'll have Bakayoko in front. Now Bakayoko will now float from left to right depending on which side of the pitch the ball goes down, so that makes him a really useful sort of brick wall before it gets through to the defence. Now the defence don't touch any of the three central defenders, and what I have is balanced on both Overmars and Luis Figo on my right and left wing backs, but I do have them on overlap. Now the reason I have them on overlap is if Del Piero has floated out, or Neymar has floated out, or say for instance Bakayoko's gone out, what won't happen is you'll get 2 or 3 players come out onto that wing and overload that side and give you no more options in the centre. What will happen is Luis Figo will stay behind the play, and then Bakayoko will be there, and then say for instance Del Piero will come out in front of him and sort of give you an option, but it won't allow everybody to come into the same place, and that gives them license to roam but not get in the way really, and that works really well. So make sure you have overlap on them. Don't just leave them on balanced everything. You can put them on attacking, it is completely up to you, but you have to have really fit, you have to have your like 99% fitness guys to be able to do that, because they will be up and down all game long. This way I find that they sort of don't tire until the very end. They do have some gas in the tank right at the very end, because they're kind of almost sort of using their energy wisely, if you like, and sort of getting themselves to the end of the game, which is what you want really. You don't want to have to sub on players all the time for players who are too tired. And Nick Pope in goal, you got comfort crosses and sweeper keeper as always, because again that's good. That's what you want them to do. So that is my tactic for minute 1 to minute 90. So if it's all going to plan, I just play with that tactic. Don't change it, don't need to. If I need to drop back, I can drop back. I can put it on pause, drop back, and maybe drop back a couple of depth if I want to hold on to a lead or anything like that. That's up to that. But I'm not really bothered about that. I find the best form of defence is attack, so I don't tend to do that. But if you're desperate for a goal, then this is what I do for a goal. So if you need a goal, then I go to this. So as you can see, I change although it says defensive, it's attacking. So this is my tactic for attacking formation. And then basically I go to press after possession loss, because again you want to get that ball back as fast as possible for obvious reasons. You want width at 4, so no different than normal. I have depth then at 6. Because again, you want to be further up the field to win that ball back, especially if you're pressing after loss. So this is basically the last 15 minutes if you're struggling. I keep offensive on balanced. I don't go possession on this one because you don't want to. Again, keep width 4. Now, players in box. You've got 7 there because you just need people in the box, as many as possible. In corners, I have 3, and free kicks 3, because if you're going to lose a goal, you're going to lose anyway. If you're not going to lose a goal, then you might get one back, and that's what you're going to do. You've got to take that risk a little bit. So this is I'm losing the last 15 minutes. I know I need a goal to get, sort of a draw out of it and go into extra time. This is my formation for that. Now I changed to 3-4-2-1. The actual formation itself will be 3-4-1-2, and as you can see, it's a lot more attacking minded because you moved Overmars and Figo to the wings, and what you've done is also move Neymar, Del Piero, and Rush as a threesome up front. So you've got a threesome up front as Neymar, Rush and Del Piero, and then out on the wings, almost attacking wingers, you've got Overmars and Luis Figo, so almost like a mushroom shape. You've still got your holding midfielders in there, and you've still got your back 3 there to sort of protect you, but mainly if you can get it up front, it will give you a great outlet for attack. So yeah, 3-4-2-1 is my attacking formation when I change from this one. So it isn't too sort of drastic, and the players aren't out of position too much. So Ian Rush, of course, I have on stay central, get in behind, and stay forward on that one. I have it's very easy. Neymar, I have get in behind and stay forward, because you don't want him wandering about. You want him in the box if it's going to happen, because he's a good goal scorer. And exactly the same with Del Piero. You want him in the box because he can score as well. Luis Figo, I have cut inside, get in behind, and get in the box for crosses. And exactly the same for Mark Overmars, get in behind and get in the box. Socrates, I have basically just stick to position, but I don't have I have cover centre, and again exactly the same Bakayoko, but I don't have him on stay back this time. I have him exactly the same as Socrates, but I have him on cover wing instead, so he's doing the same job. Defense stayed the same, and Nick Pope stays the same in goal as well. So you have attacking, come for crosses, and sweeper keeper, which is needed even more. So that is the 2 formations I have been using weekend league. Done very well, by the way. Won an awful lot of games. Had some terrible ones as well, but I won an awful lot of games, and I really enjoyed it. What I found with this formation is I enjoyed playing with it because it was very counter attacking. So you could soak up the attacks, and then what you could do is you could break on that attack and score goals. And it was really satisfying to get a lot of goals like that, and especially possession based wise. I love that type of play, and I was scoring goals with it. So there you go, guys. That is how to use and how to set up your formation. What you start with is up to you, but again, obviously you can then change it in game to 5-2-1-2. And like I said, if you're struggling, I've given you an alternative with the same set of players to then be able to get a win, hopefully, or get a goal back in the last 15-20 minutes. There you go, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you hit a like and a subscribe. It means a lot to me. Yeah, I'll see you soon. Take care of yourself, and if you can, find someone who can. Bye-bye.
This looks promising. Pulls it back. It did look as though it was rather a fruitful avenue, but nothing doing. This is Neymar. Useful looking position, you've got to say. And he's broken free. It really is such a free scoring performance.